Morning, y'all. Matt, Dlux Fab. Hope y'all having a good day. Today, Mercenary. We're going to assemble a Mercenary chassis from the bottom up. Y'all saw me go through my axles, clean them, inspect them, re-grease them and all that stuff for the 2024 season. Now, today we're going to put the rest of it together. Now, when you get a Mercenary, these chassis are going to come assembled. That's the way we do it nowadays. But some of y'all are just going to tear it right apart like me. So, we're going to build one from the ground up. Starting with the brass skid. This option's been on the website for a few years. Puts weight right at the bottom of your rig. I'm going to try that out for the season. At least for a couple of comps. I don't know. I'm going to try it. Sounds fun. Now, when all your links arrive, your rears, the little bend ones are your fronts, you're going to have to install all your rod ends. It's pretty standard procedure. Y'all know how this goes. Now, link sliders. Rod end sliders, link sliders. See how they make this transition nice and smooth? But they're loose. I like to run titanium on the leading edge, like the truck's going forward. It's going to crash into this on the rock. So I like to run titanium link sliders on the leading edge and use the Delrin ones on the following edge. Just the way I like it. Now, you'll install these and run your rod ends on tight. Now, after you get the truck all put together and assembled, you're going to have to tweak, get your wheelbase just perfect. So these are one of the last things you're going to glue on. Just leave them loose like I have, just so you can adjust that stuff later. As I said, those are the front two links. Those are the rear two. I'm going to run the bend closer to the skid on this setup. Now, if I remember correctly, I'm sure y'all tell me if I'm wrong. These little short, truncated rod ends, hollow balls with the spacer on them, those are pointing towards the outside. So that way, your rod end here doesn't foul up with your chassis plate. We're gonna start building one side of this up, and then build one side and then the other. Now, the wide part, this is the front of the skid. You can put a battery on here, electronics, whatever you want. The wider part, that's the leading one. That's forward. So imagine that like a mouth. It's going forward. Boom, boom. Next up is your uppers. Now the lowers on these are 3/16. The uppers are 1/8. Now, these go on the outside of these two plates here. We'll just go ahead and do the other plate too while we're at it. Just keep it simple. There it goes. All right. Turn this back around. Mess with the front first. So the shorter of the two 1/8" ones go on the front. The longer uppers go on the rear. Now, we're going to run these uppers with the spacer, integrated spacer, towards the inside. Also goes through that plate. So long screw here. There's your link, like so. Grab a rear, long screw, that way. Bam. Now, the two shortest standoff spacers go in the middle of the rig here. Oh, got that backwards. I'm just going through and kind of snugging everything up, and nothing's tight now. That screw does not like that. A little burr in that. Come back to that later. Nope, turn it around to the other side because I'm right-handed. Long rear, short front. Side plate. Hope you all having a good day. Very nice out here my way. Looks yesterday was pretty sweet. Hope y'all got to watch that. Alright, now we're gonna leave the roof open for now. We're gonna move on to, we're just gonna pull this up and move on to installing the rear axle. Now the way this is set up, of course let's put my stuff, bury my screws I need. Now the way this chassis is set up, we're gonna go ahead and we'll go ahead and start. That's tight. Start these uppers just to get them out of the way. Start that. Now the shocks, the rear shocks and the rear lower links go on the, you mount this up on the axle like so. They go on the inside here, so you need to put them on first. So we'll link to link mount. What's next? Remember, link goes to the lower one of the two. And then shock. Same deal on the other side. Make sure those are good and tight. Now your bolt on link mounts on. Oh, that might be the wrong screw. That might be too long. Ah, stay still. Yep, that is the wrong screw. There you go. Things being cooperate. Dang it. There we go. Putting this together for the full season, probably, as I always say, good idea to Loctite this stuff. You don't want to wiggle and loose on you, of course. I misplaced a couple of screws. Imagine that. And there's always more than one way to skin a cat, guys. This setup might not be the setup you run. This might not be the order of operations you use to build your rig. But that's the way we're doing it today. So now, straight spacer back here. So the screw will come through the chassis. Spacer, bent rod end. Like that. Let's get to the side on. Come on. Ham fingers Magoo over here trying to get these little bolts started. Oh. See? Doesn't go like that, it goes like that. So we're gonna run this down tight. Not tight, but we're gonna run it down. Come back, tighten everything up later. See, now with the bent rod into that spacer, your shock's not running into the chassis. And this is smooth, so if it slides against something on a rock or something, it's not going to hook on anything. There's nothing for it to hook on. Now, let's flip around and go for the front. Guys, you saw us go through all this. I'll take my wires here. Still not concerned, or haven't figured out what I want to do with those. I want to clean that up. I don't like it, but we'll do something better. I don't know. So as before, just to make life easier, we'll start at the top just to pin it in there. We'll start in the middle hole on this link mount. There it is. If you notice on these top screws, front and back of this rig, I found that the black oxide screws are stronger than the stainless ones. So there's a lot of shear force here and back here at the back on this upper link mount. So I want to keep that as strong as possible. the black oxide screws are a lot less likely to bend. So now let's throw our lower links here. Can I? Sweet. Sorry about that worm in the way, guys. Remember, lower links go in the lower holes in the link mounts. Now front shocks. Running the front shocks, some will call upside down this right now, because there's a lot of steering in this rig, and I don't want the tires hitting the springs and all that. I'd prefer if it's going to hit anything, it hits the shock body itself. Now the top gets this funny bent spacer. See, it's V'd. So on here, yeah, on the, I'll show you on the next one. On these shock upper mounts, I'm running a washer, hollow ball, then a spacer on the inside. We're gonna leave this loose because it's gonna kind of torque this thing around once it comes together. Dang it. Make a mess. Snag it down, but we're not going to tight it. Now shock on the axle. Cool. So there we go. Now, our two roof spacers. Real short screws up here. Real stumpy. Yep, figures, right? So drop it, man. That'll be good. Once again, not tight. Once again, not tight. Just good and snug. So we'll come back to tighten all these up. This upper plate's going to flex around and kind of give the truck its shape. It's designed that way. It's under some tension. That's okay. What was that, G? So my dog comes to make his visit, as in every time I'm videoing. Comes in here to make a racket, sniff everything. Probably lay down and sigh like the world's ending. Such a heavy world for the dog. Now go through and we'll tighten all these spacer bolts up. Now with the shocks on the inside here, it makes this nice and clean and clean and smooth. Also, gets this to your 3-inch width per the rules. Now you guys, you shouldn't need to put pliers on these spacers. You should be able to slowly just hold them with your fingers and then work your way around the truck and tighten up each side a little bit until there's tension on it. And then you should never need to put the pliers on your spacers and mar them up. Well, folks, there you go. One Mercenary. Assembled, brass skid. Alright. I'm going to put panels on it here pretty soon and pretty it up. But, I got to double check the wheelbase yet. Get that right on 12.5, because you don't want to give up a little bit if it's not just money. You want all the reach you can get. So, yeah. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.